Oh yeah, baby. Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Catbird Hill. So I'm trying to get you not in full sun there. So this is a super exciting video that I'm going to be doing here. I've been waiting to do this for a little while. Had so many things on the go that I just needed to stop and make time to do this thing. I had sent Donny Walker, the famous Donny Walker from Walker's Saw Shop in Nanaimo, British Columbia, a Stihl MS462. Now this is the non-mtronic version. So this is the manually adjusted carburetor. These are not super common, but you can see it's got the manual carb adjustment screws there. So I sent Donny this saw a few months ago, and I got it back. He's a busy guy, but I got it back actually very quickly. And he ported it and did all of his magic on it. And so this is going to be the first run of this saw. I've always been looking for the manual carb version of this saw. I'm very fortunate in that there are a number of Amish Stihl dealers in this area where we live, and they tend to favor the selling of the non-mtronic saws, largely because they do not use the computer equipment to diagnose and manage the mtronic saws. So you'll go into a lot of these Stihl dealerships that are owned by our Amish neighbors around here, and the majority of the saws you see are manually adjusted carb saws. Brand new. They've got everything else. They've got bars, chains, everything, but you will not see anywhere near the number of mtronic versions of the Stihl models as you do in traditional dealerships. So we've got a 25-inch bar on this, and we're going to be trying out for the first time the Stihl Hexa chain. I waited a long time to get these. Actually got them from Messick's, where I buy all my tractor equipment and supplies. They were the first ones in our area to have these chains in. So that's got that real funky, I guess they call it a hexagonal design. So I'm really interested to see how this cuts. We're going to give this a really good workout. I've got some very, very hardwood rounds that need to be noodled and cut down to size so I can split them. So stay tuned. We're going to fire it up shortly. Well, those are the spoils. So this is, wow, I don't think I've ever noodled firewood blocks like that before, ever. I've never made that much spaghetti in my life. Amazing. We'll talk a little bit about the cutting experience shortly, but so this is sweet gum. These are relatively fresh rounds. Tree was dropped maybe 3-4 weeks ago. There's some pretty hefty pieces here. We'll kind of come down to the end, and you can see, you know, here's my hand here. So we're probably looking at about across maybe 16, 17 inches, somewhere around there. Pretty hard wood. I mean, heaven knows it is beastly heavy. So this was running the Donny Walker Walkerized 462. So I can get it up here so you guys can get a little better look. There it is. That's the 462, the Non-mtronic, the adjustable carb version. So Donny did his amazing magic with it inside to port it, and then we've got a West Coast bark box on the front, and I think you probably could tell from the video, it just super loud, just sounded like one angry saw. And then we had it equipped with 25-inch bar and the Stihl Hexa chain. And I gotta say, number one, just the overall saw performance, unbelievable. You know, to be able to blow through this whole, I had 12 rounds here, and I got through everything probably in under 15 minutes. And just real easy. Of course, sharp chain, you know, but definitely a huge difference in the pull of that saw. Just real aggressive in getting into the wood. Really amazing. I mean, the difference between a ported saw and an unported saw, it's just the difference between night and day. And there's nothing quite like a Walkerized saw. So Donny, thank you very much. You did an amazing job on this, and I really appreciate it. So let's just get my chaps off here and sit down and we'll chat a little bit. I still can't believe I blew through this in that short a time, but again, with a Donny Walker saw, I guess it's not really a surprise. So one of the things that, you know, I probably should do as a future test is to put the Hexa chain on a non-ported saw and just see if I feel the difference. I've only ever cut with round chain before, and I mean, this probably wasn't, you know, really fair to judge the Hexa chain because I'm putting it on an absolute, you know, Tasmanian devil of a chainsaw here. And so that, you know, that may not be fair, but it definitely felt like it just, you know, it just kept wanting to go into the wood. Even after, you know, I had made all the cuts, I didn't feel there was any drop off in the performance of the chain wanting to just kind of dig deeper and deeper into the wood. So, you know, I really like that a lot. I'm going to have to do more testing though. I know you know, some people have, you know, mixed opinions about the Stihl Hexa chain, and there's a whole nother set of opinions and thoughts on square ground chain versus round ground. I mean, square ground was really hot for a while. Now it seems like it's cooled off. One of the challenges I'm going to have is, for a while at least, until they come in, is finding the chisels to sharpen this chain. My last check with my steel dealer, the chisels were not yet being distributed, which is kind of crazy. They're sending the chains out, but they're not sending the files. I mean, If I said chiseled, I meant the files to actually sharpen the chain. So overall, I mean, just hopefully you can see just from, you know, what we did here this afternoon, that is pretty darn amazing. You can see what I was doing. I was having to stop, you know, pretty much in the middle of each cut and just clearing these out. Now, I do know that if I was to put a West Coast clutch cover on this saw instead of this, you know, the original one that came with it, I've never really figured out why Stihl came up with this design. It just doesn't seem like it's really good at clearing chips. But I actually have a West Coast cover that I can put on this. I put one on my 500i, and I think that'll make a big difference, particularly, you know, when noodling rounds like this. So anyhow, just, you know, a little kind of a fun video today. I wanted to you know, get this video out. I wanted Donnie to see this. He's been curious about how this thing is going to perform. I think he knew how it was going to perform, but he wanted to hear it from me. I absolutely love it. I can see why people get hooked on ported chainsaws and probably never want to cut with a regular saw ever again. That was just super fast, real powerful. I cannot wait to use this saw more and more. Thanks so much for watching our chainsaw and sort of a half chainsaw, half firewood video here. Now we've got to split up all these rounds and get them drying so we can sell more firewood next season. But thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of future video uploads. And until next time, John here from Catbird Hill. Take care. Make sure you check out Donnie's amazing website, walkersawshop.com.